mostly when we talk about, excuse me, areas, it's a continuation of linear measurement. So what I mean by that is we usually use squares to represent area. Oops. And so this is going to be my best blow up. Wait, missed that again. Inch. So suppose this is 1 inch by 1 inch blown up on the screen. Then the area is just 1 square inch, which sometimes we write as the word square and the word inch. Sometimes we might abbreviate it as SQ and then whatever comes next, in this case, inch. But sometimes we write it as an inch times an inch, which is an inch squared. So 3 ways to state the same thing. For small areas, we use square inches in this country. For larger areas, we use square feet. And for larger areas after that, we use square miles. So like if you look like the area of the city of Hermiston is going to be given in square miles. Okay. If you do it anywhere else in the world, they're going to give their areas of cities in square kilometers. Let's think back to, let's see, centimeters and inches. How many centimeters in an inch again? About 2.5 in there. So 2.5, let me think about that for a second. 2.5 centimeters is about 1 inch. And 2.5, that would be 5 halves, right? 5 half centimeters make up an inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this inch here, I'm going to break it into 5 chunks for the best of my ability. So I think that would be 1, 2, 3. Oh, those were a little too small. Let me try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not bad. Those are my 5 chunks. The first pair gives me 1 centimeter. The next pair gives me a 2nd centimeter, and this is my 1/2 centimeter right there. And so it'd be 1, 2.5 centimeters. Do the same thing the other way. Cut it into 5 equal chunks to the best of your ability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, these are halves, so that's a whole centimeter there. That would be a whole centimeter there. And so down here would be 2.5 centimeters. Converting linear units is pretty straightforward. Converting area units is a little bit more complicated, but there's kind of a simple way to look at it. And I just want to use this picture to demo it. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my centimeter measurements and I'm just going to draw them going all the way across. Not the half centimeters, but the whole centimeters in both directions. And we did stuff like this when we were playing around with what multiplication meant before. So what I have in this area here, and again, my picture is a little off scale, but this is 1 whole square centimeter here. And this one here is also another square centimeter. And this one is a square centimeter. And this one is a square centimeter. See, what else do I have here? How big are these guys here? They're each 1/2 of a square centimeter. So together, these two together are 1 centimeter squared. And guess what about these two? Same thing, they're all 1/2 by 1. So they're each 1/2 a square centimeter. So together, they give me another whole centimeter squared. What about this little chunk in the corner? It's a 1/2 by 1/2. What would it be then? A quarter, yeah, it should be a quarter of a centimeter. Now, centimeters, they're better in decimals than fractions. So a quarter as a decimal would be 0.25. So this chunk right here is 0.25 square centimeters or centimeters squared. So altogether, what does it look like 1 square inch is about equal to? How many square centimeters? Looks like 6.25, right? So we have 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that little fraction there. So it looks like we get about 6.25. Oops. So I just wanted to show that graphically for a minute and then just a quick calculation. Now I used 2.5 because it's easier than 2.54, but we usually converting inches to centimeters say that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. And if you know a linear relationship like that, you can easily change it to an area relationship because an area is just a square. So all you have to do is square both sides. Square this side, square this side, and that gives me a better estimate about what a square inch is. So 1 squared is 1, an inch squared is a square inch. So 1 inch squared is then about, and I think I need my calculator to square that. That's not one I want to do off the top of my head. So let's check with Desmos. 2.54 raised to the second power is 6.4516. Centimeters squared. So if you ever need to make any kind of conversion from, say, square feet to square miles, square kilometers to square miles, if you know the linear connection, you just square both of them to get the area connection. And if you were measuring volume, like sometimes we measure volume in cubic inches or cubic centimeters, same thing involves, but it's a cube instead. We'll do that next week. Let's check with Google about what it thinks. So in Google, I would just type something like 1 square inch, 2, oops, I accidentally have cap locks on, square centimeters, that's what I'm looking for. And Google says the number we came up with, 6.4516, and it says you can get an approximate result by just taking the area value, the square inch area value, and multiplying by 6.542. Similar number. How did it get that? Same way we did. Somebody programmed that into it to teach you how to do that. All right. Next. We're going to take a quick look at circles, and then we're going to play with polygons.